You've heard it before. Success leaves clues. This isn't just a motivational line, it's a principle woven into the fabric of achievement. Behind every breakthrough, every rise, every legacy, there were patterns. Decisions repeated, habits refined, systems followed. And those patterns? They're visible if you know where to look. This message isn't about theory. It's about who you can become when you start following the patterns that worked for those who've already walked the path. The blueprint you can't ignore. Look around. Dream chasers fill their walls with vision boards, affirmations, and quotes. But what truly sets them apart is blueprint building, studying the habits, schedules, approaches, and mindset of those who became legendary before them. They did not reinvent the wheel. They simply copied patterns that led to traction, flow, and results. Patterns beat motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It's the spark at the starting line, but dries up long before the finish. Patterns. Daily disciplines, systems, rituals create consistency. They're the engine powering the marathon, not a one-time burst of fire. Identifying real patterns. What does a pattern look like? It's not dazzling. It's not always glamorous. It's consistent. Early rising before others hit snooze. Uninterrupted focus periods. Not chasing clicks. Reading, thinking, growing. Day after day. Prioritizing deep work over busy work. These aren't rare habits. They're composed intentionally and easy to adopt if you choose. Making clue fishing your priority. Stop chasing shiny tactics. Start casting nets for clues. Who do you admire? What habits define their days? What did they believe before others noticed? Find your role models, not for inspiration alone, but to reverse engineer their patterns into your own life. Patterns are personal. Every pattern must align with you. You must adapt them, fit your strengths, personality, and rhythm. It's not about emulating the exact schedule. It's about modeling the approach, pure consistency in the direction of your unique purpose. Guard against copy-paste addiction. Copying patterns is powerful, but blindly copying can make you lose yourself. You're not living someone else's life. You're choosing to follow a pattern that aligns with your vision and adjusting it to make it yours. Discipline builds the pattern. Patterns aren't born out of convenience. They're born from discipline, showing up when it's hard, when no one's watching, when things don't feel exciting. Every pattern needs space granted by one choice. I will follow through. Tracking your pattern progress. You don't just need awareness, you need measurement. Write down, did I follow my pattern today? What was distractive? How can I refine tomorrow? Over time, these notes become compounding evidence that you're more focused than you were yesterday. Invisible work pays off later. When you're light years ahead, be kind. Many won't see your hours behind the scenes. Patterns build silent transformations. They prepare you, grow you, raise your standards. No fluff, all foundation. Wear your pattern quietly. Let your success make the announcement. Patterns and people. Your environment must reflect the patterns you're building. Find people doing what you want daily. Their discipline, their presence, their rhythm becomes contagious. Patterns exist not just in solitude, belong to communities where productivity, growth, and consistency are contagious. Learn while you live. Deeply adopted patterns must include learning. Read daily, both classics and cutting-edge thinking. Reflect. Journal your insights, not just your actions. Apply. Tested theory becomes living impact. The smartest pattern is learn, apply, refine. A loop that fuels momentum. Patterns fuel long-term momentum. Motivation starts. Patterns continue. Momentum multiplies. Success that lasts isn't about sudden brilliance. It's about days stacked beautifully, each pattern aligning, each decision leaning in, each step reinforcing the man or woman you're becoming. Study the giants. Walk in their footsteps. Every person who ever became great started as a beginner. They didn't have it all figured out. But what they did right was this. They observed those ahead of them. They studied the giants who carved a path before them. If you're walking through a forest and you're lost, wouldn't it make sense to follow the footprints of someone who already found the way out? Success is no different. Find the person who already did what you want to do. Read their books, watch their interviews, learn how they think, how they plan, how they overcome fear. Mirror their habits, adopt their morning routines. Pay attention to the subtle things, how they make decisions, how they deal with people, how they recover from failure. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Reinventing takes too long. Instead, learn from their blueprints. Apply, adjust, move. It's not copying, it's evolving with a model. Replace excuses with execution. Everyone's got an excuse, and most people cling to them like life rafts, not realizing they're what's sinking them. I'm tired, I'm not ready, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not talented enough, I'm just unlucky. Let's be real. These are nothing but justifications to avoid doing the uncomfortable. You know what replaces all that? Execution. Excuses feel good in the moment, but they cost you everything long term. Execution is uncomfortable in the short term, but buys you freedom in the long run. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more motivation. You need more action. Because once you start doing, even a little, momentum builds. And soon, you'll look back and realize that the same tasks that used to terrify you now feel like second nature. Drop the excuse. Pick up the discipline. Track what you want. To grow what you don't track, you can't improve. Want better finances? Track your spending. Want a healthier body? Track your food and workouts. Want more time? Track your screen time. Want better habits? Track your routines. You are not a robot, but you do respond to data. Patterns reveal themselves when you take a step back and look. And here's the secret. The very act of tracking something makes you more aware of it. It shifts your identity. You stop being passive and start being intentional. So carry a notebook, use an app, put a whiteboard on your wall, whatever works. But don't just try harder. Track smarter. Because when you measure, you start to manage. And when you manage, you start to master. Your network is a shortcut. You've heard the quote, your network is your net worth. But let's go deeper. Your environment determines your energy. Who you surround yourself with, their goals, their mindset, their habits, all rub off on you, whether you like it or not. Want to level up? Then upgrade your circle. Talk to people who challenge you. Get around those who are already doing what you say you want to do. Because here's a pattern most people miss. Successful people seek proximity to power, not for ego, but for energy, for exposure, for expansion. You don't need to know celebrities. You need to connect with consistent, driven, grounded people who live with intention. Your future is already living in someone else's present. Go learn from them. Do what's right, not what's easy. Everyone wants results, but few want the responsibility. Doing what's easy will give you comfort. Doing what's right will give you growth. Successful people don't avoid the hard decisions. They make them quicker, cleaner, without apology, because they understand that doing the hard thing now makes life easier later. Take accountability. Own your mistakes. Have the tough conversations. Wake up early. Delay gratification. Every time you choose discipline over convenience, you're writing the story of someone you'll be proud to become. The success equation is boring. Let's be honest. Success is not glamorous. It's repetitive. It's predictable. It's boring. Wake up. Do the work. Focus. Eat right. Say no to distractions. Sleep well. Wake up and do it again. That's why so many people fail. They're chasing excitement, not excellence. But look closely at the most successful people in any field. Their routines are simple. Their days are consistent. Their emotions don't dictate their effort because they're not looking for stimulation. They're looking for mastery. The gym gets boring. So does reading. So does working on your goals when no one claps for you. But that's where the separation happens. That's where greatness begins. Repetition builds reputation. You don't become known for what you do once. You become known for what you do consistently. Repetition is how you get better. Repetition is how you get noticed. Repetition is how you build a legacy. Your reputation is being built every single day, not with big wins, but with small choices. Show up every day, especially when it's not convenient. When others sleep in, you rise. When others quit, you lean in. Do this enough, and soon your name will carry weight. Not because you shouted, but because your work echoed. Every master was once a disaster. You know that person you admire? They were once awkward, messy, insecure, clueless. They didn't start perfect. They just started. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they refuse to be seen as a beginner. But beginners get better. Masters didn't skip the struggle. They embraced it. They made terrible videos, awkward speeches, cringy posts. They embarrassed themselves publicly, and in doing so, they gained real skill. You've got to be willing to be bad at something before you get great at it. Don't let comfort cost you everything. Comfort is the silent killer of dreams. It whispers, "Stay here, you're safe." It tricks you into trading progress for peace. It convinces you that average is okay because at least it's predictable. But greatness lives on the other side of discomfort. It's not easy waking up at 5 a.m. It's not fun hearing no 100 times. It's not exciting doing the same reps when no one's clapping. But it's worth it, because the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret, that weighs tons. Be the proof. You've read the books. You've watched the videos. You've heard the stories. Now it's time to become one. Be the proof that change is possible, that with discipline, you can break cycles, that with clarity, you can break records, that with effort, you can build a life no one thought you could. Let people look at you and say, if they can do it, so can I. Be the spark. Be the standard. Be the pattern someone else follows. Because success always leaves clues. Now it's your turn to leave some behind.